Hello, Kardec Radio listeners.
And young listeners.
I'm Gabby Ferreira.
And I'm Naur Fonseca. We are from the Allan Kardec Spirit Society of Massachusetts, and today we made a program for teens. But before we go into the dynamic for the teens that we created, we're going to share with you a study we did based on a chapter on Genesis. It's the last chapter of the book called Time Has Come, and within it there's a message by a spirit called Dr. Barry. And well, let's listen to it.
Yes, indeed, humankind is being transformed just as it has been transformed in other epochs. And each transformation is marked by a turning point, which, for the human species, is what the turning point in growth is for the individual. These crises, frequently painful and dolorous, carry generations and institutions along with them, but are always followed by a phase of material and moral progress.
So this message was psychographic in 1868, not even 200 years ago. But it seemed that it was written yesterday, because we're still going through a crisis now with the COVID-19, and it's very painful and dolorous for a lot of people. And we wonder, why is it so up to date? That's because this transformation that the planet is going through is a prolonged process. It started way back then and still going on, but now it has been made more materially visible to us, so that we are seeing that our values, our moral values, need to be transformed. And so after this pandemic and maybe other events, because this is not the last one, there will be rapid transformation growth, both intellectually and morally.
After nearly a century, Earth's humanity has arrived at one of these growth periods and is in the middle of a transformative endeavor. That is why humankind is being shaken on all sides, caught up in a kind of fever, as if driven by an invisible power until it is settled on new foundations. Whoever sees it afterward will find many changes in its customs, its character, its laws, its beliefs, in other words, in its entire societal aspect. Otherwise, everything will be changed.
Yeah. So, it may be difficult to go through it right now in the middle of the hurricane, but after the storm, there is a tranquil phase. So that's what the Spirit is talking about. But we still have some torment ahead of us.
One thing that might seem strange to you, but which nevertheless is strictly true, is that the spirit world that surrounds you feels the repercussions of all the turmoil that disturbs the world of incarnates. I would even say that it plays an active part. This should come as no surprise to those who know that spirits make up part of humanity, that they come from humankind and must return to it. Consequently, it is natural that they would have an interest in the movements that occur among human beings. You can be sure, therefore, that when a social revolution occurs on the earth, it also impacts the invisible world. All the good and evil passions become overexcited there, just as they do amongst you. An unspoken turbulence reigns among the spirits who still make up part of your world and who await the time to return to it.
It's very easy to think that the Earth, humanity, is limited to these more than 7 billion people who inhabit the planet right now. But, at the same time, there's an invisible population. They are also part of humanity in the planet, and they're in constant contact with us, right? So if this transformation of the planet is to happen among the incarnate spirits, there's another revolution, maybe it's the same revolution even, that is happening in the spiritual world. And there's this constant exchange of what spirits are in the spiritual realm, what spirits are incarnated, right? And these massive events that occur in the world with massive deaths, right? They accelerate this exchange, right? And the spirits who die so suddenly, they may find in their hearts that motivation to change, to think, wow, but things were so important in my life, money, social position, this color of my skin, and then comes a virus that pays no attention to that, and all the same, people get sick and people discarnate. So this shock in massive numbers in the whole world, right, may cause this shift in moral perspective that we're talking about, and both the spirits that are in the spiritual realm and the spirits who are incarnate participate in this revolution.
To the disturbances of incarnates and discarnates, sometimes, very frequently actually, since everything in nature is linked together, are added the disturbances of the physical elements. Then, for a while, there is a true widespread confusion that passes like a hurricane, but after which the sky returns to being serene, and humankind, reconstituted upon new foundations and imbued with new ideas, enters a new phase on the road of progress.
So we know that our planet Earth is a planet of trials and expiations. So there are many tests to see how much we have learned, and there's also many struggle, many suffering, so that we can expiate for our past mistakes and purify our soul. The next phase for the planet Earth is to become a planet of regeneration, and after that is the happy worlds. Some people confuse a world of regeneration with the happy world. So the world of regeneration is not a happy world yet. In a happy world or planet, good outweighs evil. But in a planet of regeneration, we're still the same spirits, basically, of the trials and expiation. But they are recovering from a long period of transition like we're going through right now. And we're making our moral transformation, but we suffer a lot. So as if we were recovering from some disease, and now you have some time to get your strength back. So that is in the horizon for the planet. There's going to be a lot of transformation, but once that is all past, there'll be some rest and a time to regroup and really recreate society, recreate the planet and the relationships in a better light, in a better way.
It is in this period that has just opened that one will see Spiritism flourish and bring forth fruit. Therefore, it is for the future more than for the present that you labor. But it was necessary for these labors to be prepared beforehand, because they trace out the pathways of regeneration through the unification and rationality of beliefs. Fortunate are they who take advantage of them as of today. They will spare themselves as many sorrows as they will gain in benefits.
So one more thing I'd like to say is that Spiritism provides the tools, the perspectives, the context for us to understand the phase that the planet is going through and really focus on what are the practices that are going to help us go through it more smoothly, the best we can. So the belief, not just the belief, but the certainty that we have of the spiritual life, its survival, all of that is supposed to give us more peace of mind to face any challenges. The knowledge and the certainty we have about the spiritual life, the survival of the spirit, or understanding that God is just and good, and nothing happens without His acquiescence, and that God's providence is invisible but is always there, and we always have what we need. The planet is not in chaos. In fact, the planet is in very good hands. Jesus is the governor of our planet, and He has a plan for all of us.
So now we are going to see the escape room, which is a game, and I bet you're very familiar with the game.
Based on the study that we just read, we designed a escape room, and we're gonna tell the very little to the teens and just put them in a room, which is a virtual room, and they will have to look for clues and try to figure out how to escape the room. We're gonna do a walkthrough of the room with the teens from our center, and this will be available for you here. But we're also gonna put in the comments down below here the links so that you can play with your family or you can play with your friends. You just need to connect over Zoom, share your screen, and start playing the game. So if you want to do that first, you can stop this video, go play the game, then come back and just compare how you did with the other teens from the Allan Kardec Spirit Society of Massachusetts. I hope this will be fun for you and instructive as well.
Enjoy it.
Guys, which room do you want to go into?
I feel like room 1 has more things.
Okay. I was feeling room 1 too. You guys good with room 1? Ooh. Okay, we can investigate the bookshelf, the desk, the picture on the wall, the trash bin, or the floor plan. Which one?
The bookshelf seems to have a lot of things.
Okay, you want to start with bookshelf? Yeah. All right. You notice many objects in the bookshelf, but only 2 books seem to have been touched recently. Look inside the Spiritist book. Look inside Gospel According to Spiritism. Back to room 1.
The Spiritist?
The Spiritist book? All right. Spiritist book it is.
Go back. Go next. Go back.
Yeah, let's go back to room 1.
Yeah. Well, paintings always usually have something in escape rooms or picture on the wall, according to this.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's definitely something.
Oh no, do we have to put these in order? Who's good at history?
I'm not good at history. We could ask Google.
Oh, that's true. Well, we know the Twin Towers is the latest one, so that'll be it.
So we're the end of O.
Well, let's try to, here's the thing. Let's try to figure out one, like the first one, somewhere, middle ones, and then like, we know the last one, right? Oh, wait, no, the last one is COVID. Oh. Okay, so we know it ends
Can
with
you
ON.
zoom out again?
Oh, yeah, it ends with
So we
COVID.
can see.
Mm-hmm. Are we, guys, are we good that that's the word?
Regeneration, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's go back to room
Since
1.
we have all the letters.
Okay, so we're back in room 1. Where do you guys want to go? You guys want to go to the floor plan?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, okay, it takes us back here. Okay, so let's go back into room 1. Sorry, I didn't realize this is what it meant. Desk. Should we look at the desk? Ooh, guys, the desk has so much stuff. All right. So the notebook. Okay. You guys want to read the letter first? Read the notes?
Add the letter.
Letter? Okay. Okay. So the letter says,
Cursive.
hello, I am Dr. Barry. Some of you may be
Disturbed.
disturbed by the recent events. I bring good and bad news. The bad news is that it is just the beginning. Incarnate and disincarnate spirits are trapped on earth until it transforms. The good news is that there is a way out. In Spiritism is the key. Wait, is the last key. Sorry. So we're going to go back to the desk. And then shall we read the notes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the note says, Spiritist role model Euripides Vassanou died while treating influenza patients in 1918. And then chronological series of world events is key to understanding the phase the Earth is in. What? All right. So back
Well,
to
1918 is definitely going to be useful somewhere. Wait, did any of the things on the picture have something that happened in 1918?
there's an influenza picture.
Yeah.
So, and the key note here is the chronological series of world events is key to understanding the phase the Earth is in. So technically, we could have looked at this first and then the picture to understand what we needed to do with the picture, but we kind of already did that on our own. So, good job, team. Okay, back to room 1.
Yeah.
Shall we go? Okay, the only thing we haven't looked at is the trash bin. So let's look at the trash bin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, there's a word search. Oh my god, these letters are so small. Okay.
I forgot. Not letters.
Shall we play the game on this
Sure.
word search? Okay. Sorry, I have it open on my computer too, so if you guys see me leaning into my camera a lot, it's because I'm looking at my screen. All right. Following link will open a new window for you to play the game. Come back to this page once you finish playing. Hit refresh button on your browser when the game loads until you have all 10 words in the puzzle. All right. So, ooh, look at that. Across. Yay! All right. Finished in 218 seconds. All right. Okay, back to room 1.
Did we see everything?
We saw everything in here. Okay, so back to the floor plan. And we'll go into room 2 now. Yes? You see it?
4-letter code. Oh, what was the time and the year and the note?
1918.
The letter.
Yeah. No, I think my screen is a little delayed. I haven't seen the
Oh, 12 letters code. Is
Oh.
it
Ah.
regeneration?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Regeneration.
And what does regeneration mean? You read that note. What does that mean? All right. So, okay, carpet, Ouija board, radio, or exit. Where do you guys want to look?
At the board,
Still looking more.
it makes more sense that since you
The
don't
board?
really find that in every room. But like the carpet,
Okay, so Ouija. Okay. It seems that they obtained some code from the spirits using a Ouija board. What does it mean? So I'm wondering what these numbers mean.
I was going through the letters and like seeing what they
Yeah,
mean, but it doesn't actually for me.
no, because the first one would be like GBH, right?
Yeah, that's what I did, and I was like, nah.
I mean, we could go back. I wrote down the numbers,
You
so
did? Okay. And then what does the TSB mean?
not sure. We could figure it out.
Okay. All right. Shall we look at the radio thingy? Yes, radio? Okay, radio we go. We seeing the carpet, remind you? Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of code
It
is
must be
this?
one of the books, chapter blank.
So I think it's
So we need to
MAS.
find the blank.
Basically, it's one of the books, chapter 3, items 4 and 13, right? Should we go back to room 1? Okay, bookshelf. All right. Which one is the book, guys?
Gospel according to Spiritism.
Okay. And then it was chapter 3, right?
Was it? I thought the chapter was scribbled out.
No, it was Roman numeral, I think.
I wrote it down. What I got was chapter scribbled out, items 4 and 13.
No, I think it was 3 Roman numerals, right?
Really?
Was I the only one who saw that? On intermediate worlds, there is a mixture of good and evil. Wow, okay, this really relates to what we read at the beginning. With the predominance of one or the other according to the degree of advancement. Although it is not possible to make an absolute classification of the various worlds, one can, nevertheless, due to their status and destiny, and based on the more accentuated differences, divide them in a general way as follows. Primitive worlds, intended for the first incarnations of the human souls. Worlds of trials and expiations, where evil dominates. Regenerative worlds, where the souls who still have something to expiate may absorb new strength by resting from the fatigue of struggle. Happy worlds, where the good outweighs the evil. And heavenly or divine worlds, the habitations of purified spirits, where the good reigns completely. Earth belongs to the trial and expiation category, and that is why humans on it are the target of so many miseries. Okay, 13. What more can I tell you about worlds of expiation than you already know, since all you have to do is consider the earth that you inhabit? The superior intelligence of a large number of its inhabitants indicates that it is not a primitive world meant for the incarnation of spirits who have just left the hands of the Creator. The innate qualities they bring with them are proof that they have already lived and achieved a certain amount of progress. However, the numerous vices to which they are inclined are also an indication of great moral imperfection. This is why God has placed them on an ungrateful earth, so that they may expiate on it their wrongs through pain-filled labor and the miseries of life until they have merited going to a happier world. Okay, back to room 2. Is that where we're going? Alright, we have looked through everything at this point, right? Except the exit.
Yeah.
So to the exit we go. Alright guys, this is all you. Read the following text and fill in the gaps correctly, then you may exit. We are living during trying times. The blank pandemic is just the latest among a series of historical events that have impacted or still are going to impact humanity. It may get worse before it gets better. Anybody? What pandemic may you be talking
It
about?
could either be COVID-19 or coronavirus.
Yes, whichever. Okay. According to the Spiritist book, it is necessary for everything to be destroyed in order to be reborn. And anybody? In another question, they answered that the horror of destruction follows upon blank development. Were we supposed to read a specific page out of the Spiritist book? Okay, the next question is asked if God could employ other methods for the regeneration of spirits. They answer that God could and does. However, destructive calamities can help accomplish in a few years what would otherwise require many.
It's some sort of unit of time, but
Mm-hmm.
like for all, it could be a century, it could be a millennia, it could be whatever.
Could it be lifetimes? All right, the next question says, so after a more or less prolonged period of destructive calamities, Earth will finally transition from being a world of, I just read that.
Trial and expiation. Expiation?
Trials and expiations. Correctamundo. Okay. Many people confuse regenerative world with happy worlds. So here are the definition of the two. Regenerative worlds, where souls who still have something to expiate may absorb new strength by resting from the fatigue of struggle.
That's right.
What's the answer? Okay. I just read this one too. Happy world where the
The good outweighs the evil.
Okay, so it is natural to want an escape in order to avoid all the struggle. We may indulge in some of these seemingly inoffensive and other really dangerous escapism. Mark any that your age that you are guilty of as a group.
Everything.
Sadly, I can't oversleep anymore. My body of a grown adult doesn't allow it to happen.
For me, I'd say overworking.
Okay. I would say binge watching for me.
Binge watching. Social media.
My friends. Oh my god! I love it. Bye. Miss you. Bye.
Miss you too. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. Right? We're good there? Okay, but we know that avoiding something does not solve anything. We need to face our challenges. Let's study what the spirits had to say. Let's follow on the footsteps of well-known spiritists such as Blank, who was taking care of sick patients during the influenza in 1918.
Oh yeah, it was the letter person.
What's his name?
Don't know.
Okay, well, we know the last one. The world is thirsty for spirituality, and Blank can give it to them. What can give it to them? What do we study? What do we follow?
No, Spiritism and Pulaski.
We need to go back and answer the ones we haven't answered. So let's scroll back. Yeah. Okay. So according to the Spiritist book, it is necessary for everything to be destroyed in order to be reborn. And were we supposed to open a certain page on the Spiritist book?
What does this mean?
Is that,
Oh,
oh, it'll just be the items that are regenerated. Intellectual and moral development.
all right.
Is it 737?
To impel them to progress more quickly, haven't we stated that destruction is necessary for the moral regeneration of spirits who accomplish a new degree of perfection during each new existence? You must see the end in order to appreciate the results. You only judge things from your own personal point of view, and you regard such afflictions as calamities because of the injury they cause you. However, these hardships are often necessary in order to make things arrive at a better order more quickly, and to accomplish in a few years what would otherwise take many centuries. Oh, so Nick was right on the centuries. I think it was just
Yay!